in your own artistic creations, then if that person's telling you that, in my estimation, I feel like that's a re-enslaving of your mind, right? Because just because I write about a stereotype doesn't mean I endorse it. And it also doesn't mean that it doesn't exist within my own life, right? So I should have that freedom to do what I want to do. People get, most of your scholars, everybody will get upset because it's the politically correct thing to say that you do have responsibility to always uplift your race. And I defer with that assertion. And we'll deal with that because I'm about to show you some images that I think you might like. First things first, now that we move up from the Black Arts movement, we really don't even have a movement that we're calling it Black art. I write books and scholarly works, and close friends of mine do the same thing, and we don't really have a title of what black artists are doing. But I want to show you a photo of some black artists, and when I mean artists, everything from entertainment, anybody that is producing something inside of themselves, right? We have a lot of disagreement with this character. Okay? Now, a lot of people don't like this character that's portrayed by who? You don't have to, Tyler Perry, of course, right? Now he, of course, is not only acting as her, right? He's producing the movies, he's directing the movies, he's writing the screenplays, right? So he is an artist in all shape, form, and size of an artist, right? But he's employing black actors and actresses, correct? And black writers, and black cameramen, and black gas. And to me, it seems like people are just more pissed because they get money, right? This man was just roughly worth $420-some-odd million, right? And so people will say, well, he's bringing down the black race. Well, is he? He's still employing black actors and actresses that outside of Tyler Perry, you don't see a whole lot of all-black ensemble casts do. In fact, we're almost waiting on Tyler Perry's movie to come out so we can see some of our black actors and actresses working. And if you don't like it, don't watch it, right? Okay. Now this next character, look at this, my favorite. we have Gucci Mane here, and now you have Gucci Mane here who raps about, for the most part, derogatory aspects of inner city black life and how he beat the odds, which we can look at as being transformative in a way, right? I take my rap skills and I've gotten away, well, supposedly gotten away from selling drugs, right? And participating in criminality to become a millionaire. Now, people that don't like that get mad at a lot of people in rap culture, but they don't understand, isn't that the American dream? To get money, to get things, that's what they say. Whenever I've ever grew up listening to the American dream, it was about having what? A house, good job with some money, you said picket fence, yeah, family and kids, but before family and kids, it seems like the money is coming, right? So he does this, and this could be protest music. Look how I made it out of this inner city ghetto. You can too. Now, I don't agree with the message behind making it out, but it still is a Horatio Alger story. Horatio Alger is an old story about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and coming from nothing and making something, which is ironic because Horatio Alger actually came from money. Right? Just some tidbit information. Now we have Wayne smoking blunt here. This was actually in GQ magazine. This is actually in GQ magazine. And so we say, once again, we see another millionaire before he was a grown adult. But we see another rap star who's a millionaire off of his text, right? Off of his story, right? I wouldn't say that his story is any more detrimental to some of the foolishness we see in the stories or the screenplays of Tyler Perry. But because his image and his looks, just like Gucci Mane, if you look back, we're starting to profile what? Based on looks, right? We see Gucci tatted up, right? We know that Wayne is tatted up, so we start to judge people and blackness by, well, if black people have a body full of tattoos, then this body becomes somewhat malicious, and there's derogatory connotations associated with the black body. Now, you take the tattoos off and everything, I think there's still derogatory connotations associated with the black body, blackness, okay? And we see this in the Trayvon Martin murder, correct? Or am I just talking? Are we in agreement? Okay, now we go to some older stereotypes. You saw this in the clip, right? You have this extremely happy Negro enjoying that watermelon, right? Like it's a huge rind, and he's eating that all, correct? So Once again, he seems to be very content, almost animalistic, having a base mentality where the only thing that makes me happy is food or the pleasure principle. And that's why a lot of people dislike rap music, because it glorifies and satisfies your pleasure principle, which is the physicality, the things you like. To get high, you're enjoying it physically. To get drunk, you're enjoying it physically. To have an awful lot of sex, you're enjoying it physically. To get food and eat good, you're enjoying it physically. Am I losing anybody? Are we with it? All right, now, it's not just left up to the Lil Waynes and the Gucci Manes, right? People say, well, don't look like this and don't look like that. But we have a Harvard graduate, black male, in the White House, correct? Look what they've done in Japan, because it's not just indicative of the United States. They actually have these two stores, one in Japan, restaurant, and one in New York City. We have OFC Obama fried chicken. So we still have derogatory connotations with the black man, even though he doesn't fit the molds of the Gucci Manes and Lil Waynes, correct? So people can say, well, take off your dreads, or get those tattoos removed, or quit acting like this. Well, he hasn't acted like that, has he? No. But they're still connoting him with these old, played-out stereotypes like blacks are only people eat fried chicken. That's amazing, right? Fried chicken is a southern food. Well, white people eat fried chicken. Blacks, it's got to be. Because there's 330 million people in the United States, and only 13% of the population is black. So they have to eat more fried chicken than us, right? I'm no statistician. I was an English major, but I know that much about math, right? Okay, next, after we looked at Obama fried chicken, we can look at, what do we see now? LeBron James with a supermodel. Now, he's on this cover of Vogue magazine. I think this was roughly like 2 years old. This is Giselle Bundchen, who I think she had a child by Tom Brady. Now, a lot of black activists, black social activists and intellectuals were upset because LeBron James, they have him pictured as he's a beast grabbing the white woman, right? Once again, playing into the black stereotypes of licentious or lascivious, which just means fast black men and women. They can't get enough sex, they need it, and that's all they're about. And that's why he's pictured like that. Now, he had to okay this photo, correct? Right. Should he be responsible for that or irresponsible? We'll touch that. Next photo. We got a lot of photos up here, y'all. We got the black mammy, who's always subservient, right? And this is a scene from Gone with the Wind, right? And people will say, well, she was nominated for an Oscar, right? Really? Well, it's still a stereotypical role, correct? But she's an artist. She should have freedom to be whatever character she wants. Isn't acting not make-believe? Next visual, we have a good illustration, actually, of which we're supposed to think are 3 black cowboys. You see look in the background, you see the little stagecoach type thing in the background. But what are they doing? Resting, relaxing, and just like in slavery, they had that black males were very lazy and slowful characters. And I do have some slowful black males in some of my classes. They won't say work. Stereotype. Then we got this picture. I love this one. Racial profiling starts early. You got a little black baby playing hard. Now, this is a stereotype because it's saying, as a black person, you're always pulled over by the police. Right? And he's in his little Tonka car, whatever that is. The policeman sitting beside him. He's like prepping him for life. I've been doing this 15 years from now. Got another one. Look at this. This is great. You got the announcer with the stereotype of a black athlete. He's a big ape. You see the basketball there with his jersey on. And if you look behind him, he has what's coming from his butt. He has odor, right? A real animal, right? Okay. Then we have one of my favorites. That's self-explanatory, I think. And we could connote this with the idea that blacks, there's a term called you don't want to be nigger rich, which is saying that blacks really waste their money on unnecessary things opposed to investing. And we know that to be true. Plenty of our parents have sacrificed and saved and paid out those homes off, paid for you to go to college or school, to go on trips. So this is, once again, another stereotype that you have to read under, right? Subtext to figure out what's going on. Now this is definitely foolish because he's actually promoting McDonald's, and I guarantee he has no stock in Mickey D's, right? And I think that's a chain. I don't know what that is in his hand. I don't know if that's supposed to be a medallion, but maybe it's a toy around McDonald's. Next image I have, once again, I got to show our president again. I don't know where that came from, but you have to look at it. What does it say? Didn't want to be a black stereotype, still lives in government housing, right? Which is the White House. So you still have, even if you're not falling victim to these images and trying to be a walking stereotype, you still have these stereotypes projected upon you. I've always been a proponent of freedom of expression. I say this, and I like to keep putting the Obama up because, you know, you would expect that he should be off like anything. But I often have a lot of comments. Growing up in a white suburban community that was pure white from 81 on, 1981 moving there when there were no blacks in my neighborhood, it kind of really irritates me when I hear people assuming what they think whites are going to be like. And I'm not trying to paint white people as a particular type of characteristic or attributes associated with them just because they're white. But you kind of have to live. You know people better when you live with them than when you live 30 miles away, right? It doesn't matter necessarily whether you're a part of those stereotypical caricatures or not. If a person has prejudices inside their heart, right, it doesn't matter how you look. You can wear a tuxedo every day. You can wear your hair unblack, no braids, no twists, no dreads. You can't take that out of somebody, and I think that's a big responsibility for us to put upon each other to always try to put your best foot forward, saying, be free to create and express yourself how you would like without having the weight on your shoulders of, I'm hoping that this white person doesn't think I'm like that black person. Understand? Now, here we go. Got a few Q&A for you. First ones, and I want you to respond, raise your hands. Please respect one another when we're dialoguing, and don't try to take over dialogue from other people. But I have a few questions, and I ask them to go down successively. First of all, are black artists responsible to their audience?
No, I don't believe they are, because I think at the end of the day, you still got to mind your own. I don't think there's nothing that an artist of any genre can say to make you think that. I don't think so.
Any other comments on this? Yes, sir. Right.
Well, you know, the artists actually do bad.
So you don't think they're responsible to the audience? It's really you're creating because of your own love for the creation. Any other? Yes, sir.
I believe if an artist is trying to express something, they're saying it to where it's more than one group. So however you interpret their artwork or whatever, what they're trying to present, it's up to you. So you should be responsible, not the artist.
Not the audience. Okay. What should be the role of black artists, first of all? Different hands. So you would be a black art or a black aesthetic critic about preserving your culture. Do you think that there is a certain, like, what would be black culture when you say about preserving your culture? Because I think we all have a specific culture. Like we all share African descent, but I think your culture is basically the rituals that you have gone through in your life. So each person has a different type of culture. So what do you mean by preserving your culture? Do you mean as the total race?